All right, and welcome back to the BTR podcast. With me today, we got Steffan, Skyler, and of course, our very special guest here, David Navarrete. That's great, right?
I do like those animated intros where I pop in.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of smoke,
Not look really stupid.
some sort of Naruto.
Yes. Those,
Yeah. Well, thanks again for joining us today. We actually wanted to start off the podcast strong. I know that these two guys have a history, and you guys go back quite a bit.
it's 2 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't really know him that
Something
well.
like that. David, you obviously are part of the Arizona Filmmakers community. You kind of are the founder, along with you, Steffan, our very own. Can you guys kind of give me a understanding of for our viewers that actually aren't familiar, maybe give us a little bit of what Arizona Filmmakers is first and foremost, but also maybe kind of give us the origin story, man. I don't think I've ever heard it.
Really?
I know that I've been with you guys for a long time throughout it, and I to be fair, I don't really know the story of how I got started.
David found him on stage at the Alaska Bush Company.
Yes, and I was like, you don't have to do this. I can save you.
I can take you away from it all.
You deserve better. No, it's funny because it's crazy. We never share the story. I mean, we're just always focused on like the future and never. I mean, honestly, no one's really asked. So
True.
So there's always a first.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of I don't even. How far do we go back? I don't even know.
Go back to before you even met me. Let's go
okay.
from the beginning.
Yeah. So I came from a medical background and didn't like the industry. So when I switched over to video, I had no connections. Like all my years were spent making connections in the medical industry. So when I switched, I wanted a community, to find a community. That was 2020. Try to make it with my company, Moneta. It went horrible. Nobody wanted to, are we cussing or no?
Yeah, you can cuss. Okay.
No one wanted to fuck with me. Everybody, everybody was like, I even posted for my birthday. I was like, hey, for my birthday in 2020, I want to do a free photo shoot for everybody. Come out. And people were saying, don't trust this guy. This guy's a creep. He just wants to get you in his studio to get you naked. I was like, what?
Wait, who was saying this?
I don't even remember, but it
gotcha.
was a good group of people.
He said the ops. The ops, bro.
I did photo shoot like, hey, I want you naked.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It was crazy. I was like, for my birthday, I want to give instead of receive, and it went super south. But, I think I was planning on how do I actually build a community or how do I find one. So I think years later, I was writing down in this little black notebook that I still have. I should have brought it. But I was telling everyone what I wanted, and I met Steffan through Instagram. His work was clean, and go ahead.
So this was when I first moved to Arizona, and I was still trying to figure out, I was planning on doing 4 months of not working and just meeting people and just figuring out the area. And after a week or two, I was like, I'm bored. Let's go find some work. So I started messaging all the people like, hey, if you need some work or whatever, I'll come meet you, or I do good work. And no one replied back to me. And then randomly, David replied back to me. He was like, hey, this is a weird thing, but I double booked myself. And I know we've never met each other or anything, but do you want to take this job from me? And we never met. Haven't seen him face to face.
You had shot him a message?
I shot him a message
Okay,
first.
gotcha.
And so we've never met or anything. And I was like, yeah, sure. Where's it at? And he sent me to the middle between Tucson and Arizona.
As a creep that I am, trying to get people naked in my studio.
In the middle of the desert. And it was supposed to be a concert in the middle of the desert. I show up to where the concert's supposed to be. There's not even a stage there.
Oof.
And I'm looking around and I'm like, okay,
You
this
just
dude
got
is
set up,
gonna
bro.
kill me.
Yeah.
So I sat in my car and I was like, I'm gonna wait 20 minutes and see what happens. And then little by little, the stage starts coming in. They start building it. And it was a concert and everything was just fine. And I ended up going on 2 more shoots before me and David even met face to face. And then one day was like, hey, I'm doing this shoot. I need a second person. Do you want to actually meet in person?
Okay.
I was like, yeah, sure. So we met in person. And
So where does
Sound
that
like
leave?
long distance dating, just to be clear.
Yeah, that definitely
Basically.
sounds like you guys met on Bumble or something.
Yeah, basically.
But we ended up going to the shoot together. And after the shoot, we're just talking. He's like, hey, I have this crazy idea of how to get filmmakers together and make a community. I need someone to help me out. Are you interested? And I was like, I'm not doing anything right now. Yeah, sure.
So what was the idea behind it then? I mean, obviously build a community.
Honestly, the only idea is I just want friends.
Yeah.
And I would, like he said, he would reach out. I would reach out to people, and no response at all. It's just funny because now I feel like I can message people and I'll get responses. So, but I think it's because maybe we did build a healthy community. But yeah, I was like, how do we not only build a community where everyone can find each other like I wanted to find people, but how do I just make friends in the industry?
Yeah.
So that was the only goal in the beginning. And I at the time, I had experience building a community because I helped another friend, Devin, build Arizona Entrepreneurs.
Oh, okay.
I
So you were a part of that as well?
Yeah, from the very beginning. I saw he had the name Arizona Entrepreneurs, and I was like, hey, I've been working on Arizona Filmmakers behind the scenes, like planning. I think I can help you build this. Built it successfully. They're still going. So 2 years later after that, or a year and a half, I was like, let's see if what I did works. So that's when I started Arizona Filmmakers, and same strategy, same everything. It blew up. I know that to build a community, you have to give more than you ask. And I noticed that a lot of people, when they're building community, they're always asking, like, like, hey, look at me, or I want to highlight my company, I want to highlight myself. So we came into it very altruistic, and I was so fortunate to find Steffan because he's the most giving and altruistic person that I know.
All right.
You're giving him a lot of credit here.
I don't know about all that.
And
As his other business partner, I don't know that we're talking about the same person.
No, but I was worried because I didn't know him that much. I didn't know his character, but after the first event, he was like, hey, we should give some money to this. We should, save this. Like, we didn't want to take that much.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I was like, wow, I don't know if I would have, anyone else would have been like, gone to their head and they want the success and want the money and just look at the success for themselves. So it was really cool that Steffan.
Smash and grab, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to give back, and at the time I wasn't financially in need of any money, so there's no point in me pocketing money. I wasn't doing it for the financial benefits.
Yeah.
I mean, when we first started, in order to get people to our first event, we did 40 interviews.
It was a lot.
And
Was this 435?
That's the first
right
event.
before that.
Okay.
So right before
3
that,
months before that event, we were interviewing.
Okay.
So we started on the first of the year. That's when we firstly announced that we are starting Arizona Filmmakers.
Yeah.
And then by the middle of February, we already did, I want to say 45 interviews with different filmmakers around the valley where we were going to them.
So what do you mean by interviews exactly? Like, what were you guys exactly interviewing for?
Yeah, so I was like, the same people I reached out to them through the Arizona Filmmakers platform, the Instagram that I set up. And I was like, hey, I want to interview you, get your story, see what you do, and put you on this platform for free. All I ask in return is I get to meet you. That's the whole catch.
Put them on the Arizona Filmmakers platform? Mm-hmm. Copy.
And we went to a few places, like their home, their studios, and they'd be like, what's the catch? What do you want? And we're like, no, I mean, a handshake, that's about it.
Yeah.
And
because at that point you were still just trying to make friends, right? You were still trying to like branch out, and I not to take this in any sort of way, but I'm just curious, like you genuinely wanted to have people that you could reach out to in general, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just friends in this, because I think if you want to grow, it's better to grow with people than by yourself.
Sure.
And what I saw with a lot of videographers, a lot of photographers, is like
One-man bands.
Yeah, one-man band. They don't even want to share strategies, don't share any information. I was
Locations.
like, yeah,
Right.
it was very, I don't know, cutthroat, but they just didn't want
Clicky.
It was clicky.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I noticed that too. So one of the big things that kind of attracted me to you guys as well is when I came back to Arizona, I also didn't really have many friends, right? Like I grew up here, but leaving for the 2 decades that I was away.
Oh wow!
I came back with like not really knowing. I mean, I knew my family, right? I knew my high school friends, but not to the point where it's like, hey, let's go grab a beer, or let's go do something. And so that's kind of what attracted me to the Arizona Filmmakers community is the people that I was working with at the time. I mean, nobody wants to hang out with you after they get done with work, right? So I was filming for the whole day, and then after the fact, like I didn't really have anybody to kick it with. And I think me and you got connected through the first event that you guys did, or technically officially the second event, which was through 435.
That was the first
So
one.
the event that we connected wasn't our event.
Oh, it wasn't.
I just came out to meet Matt Mills. That's how we met Matt Mills. But
Yeah, but you were there too, right?
No.
Is that the content shoot?
Yeah.
No.
He wasn't there, but I went there.
Okay.
Did you go to that first event, the 435?
I thought I did. Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe.
went the robot. Like it was the first time Real Bros came out and did the robot.
No, not that one. Oh, that was the first event you're
was the
saying.
first
Okay,
event.
gotcha. So the 435 local was not the first event, is what you're saying.
No.
Copy. Okay.
That's just where we met.
Okay, I see.
You know what's funny? I try to remember. I have a pretty good memory, and I try to remember everybody that I come across with, and if they make a strong impression with me. And I thought you were well connected. I thought you were like an industry guy that I was like, oh shoot. So I have little.
Get scammed.
I have
Joke's
little-
on you, buddy.
I have touch points in like the memory of Arizona Filmmakers where, oh, we've reached this person.
Yeah.
And you are actually, I've never told you, you were actually one of the people that when I saw you on our project for the How to Network,
Yeah.
I was like, we've touched this, like we've reached this guy now.
Yeah, sure.
And I was like, we're doing good.
Oh man, you were doing bad. No, I mean to be fair, I was in the industry, right? Not to say that I wasn't, but in all reality, I was working, and yeah, it was awesome, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I knew a ton of people.
Yeah.
So that's cool. That's good to know, I guess. Yeah, that's awesome.
Dude,
He's blushing right
Love
now.
the
He is
impression.
blushing
Yeah,
right now.
you can't see it because I'm brown, but.
I can see it this time.
But that's awesome, dude. I love that. I think a lot of individuals out in this industry tend to have a one-man band mentality, and that's really what attracted me to Arizona Filmmakers. And it's a nice little, I think that I really got the ability to connect with you guys at a pivotal point where Arizona Filmmakers was just growing, and so like to see where it's come from there, it's fucking cool, dude.
Thank you. I mean, I know we took a little break this year, but just so much potential. I'm always sending you stuff like,
Yeah.
man, this and that. But one of the things, as we were growing, we had to pivot and see where this can go. And one of the two things I was thinking is, number one, it has to bring awareness to the film community in Arizona, and number two, bring people together. And I always said the reason I think the mindset of why our events were so successful is because we're always thinking if two strangers meet at our event and that they didn't know each other and are friends after, it was a successful event.
Absolutely.
So with that bar in mind, every event was successful.
Right.
Which to our, I don't know, surprise, but every event was mega successful, I feel.
Right.
Every event hit. I mean, we were expecting like
out
40 people, maybe 60 people top at our first event. And we had what, 250?
260.
260.
Yeah.
So I guess, and I think that maybe you can hit on this aspect of it. I feel like for Arizona Filmmakers, as videographers come into the fold, I do believe that a lot of them have that one-man band mentality. Do you see yourself coming into Arizona? I know this was years afterwards, after the establishment was there, but like in your personal work, have you noticed that as well, that like people that are breaking into the industry don't realize how much of a team sport it actually is than the mentality that they bring in?
Yeah, I think that, when you first get started in the film industry, I think a lot of people's bar, unless you're like, I want to do production. Like there's people that go to film school and they understand that, they're not trying to be a videographer, they're trying to be a DP, they're trying to be a director, and they have a better sense of, the team sport that it is. But I think for a lot of people, it starts off with just like one-man band and a camera. And they're like, I just want to make content. I want to make music videos. I want to make movies, or I want to shoot this commercial thing, or, and they don't understand that, okay, cool. Well, like everything that you watch on TV has a team of 100 people that help make that happen.
Right.
And so I think even coming in, for myself, like being a producer, is that I know that there's a lot of people, and I'm excited specifically for Arizona Filmmakers' ability to shed light onto that, and not in a way that I think is really normally done. There is a lot of gatekeeping in the industry, and Arizona Filmmakers promotes a culture of collaboration where we're friends with all of the competitors, if you want to call them competitors, in Arizona. All of the big dogs are there and willing to be collaborative, so long as you're collaborative back. So I think it takes some of that friction away too, when you start realizing that, like, even your quote unquote competition, like we hire our competition and they hire us, and like everyone's talented and there's more than enough work to go around and more than enough projects to happen. So I think there is a level up once you realize that this is a team sport, and if you play nice and play ball with everybody, then people play ball back.
Yeah, even when it's you know, the videographers are, you know, just kind of in their own lane. I think that's an important takeaway.
Yeah, I have a good take on the videographer mindset, or like the one that's like the solo one. When I see them out there, I kind of see them as like they want to feel like a rock star. You know, like an artist who is on stage, all the attention's on them. They're dressed like they show up to the shoots with an outfit that's like, can you really move in that? Like, can you really, like, their chains, their hats, they're like, you know, sometimes glasses, filming with glasses. I'm like, I could see that they want to be the rock star. They want the attention. And if they have to share that, they can't have that anymore. But I don't think that they realize that rock stars have a huge team behind them. And because their role is a supportive role, they can't really be a rock star. You know what I mean? Like they could grow a personal brand, their work, but what changed for me is like, we've all been there in our events and some of the lighting workshops when everybody is doing their own role and they're doing the best they can in that one role, and then the outcome is just this beautiful product. Like there's nothing more magical than that. And to be part of that is just addicting, and yeah, you want to be a part of that.
I'll add on to that and say that it is funny because when they do see that, they're like, I can produce that, and I can work myself to the bone to try to recreate that, and they don't realize that it took a team.
Yeah,
I think it's really the difference between when people say like, I think there's like that stigma of like, oh, I have a production company and it's a one-man band. It's not really a production company, but it's a production company. Like who's judging? But I remember doing a shoot with Nike, and there was 120 people on that production, and 60 of them flew in. Never met them, never worked with them. They never worked with each other or anything. They are just masters of their craft, and there is nobody that's like, yeah, so I'm an award-winning DIT guy. Like, it's just not really a thing, but it's like it's an essential part of every shoot. And there's tons of roles out there that are like that, and when everybody comes together, I say it's like a magical traveling circus. And that's production. It's like it's kind of crazy to think that if everybody is just like masters of their craft and like good, then you can all come together. There was 90 people running around working seamlessly because like they just own their thing and everybody wins. It's not just the one DP. I don't even remember the DP's name. Like it wasn't even that big of a deal. It was more of like, this is so cool. Everyone gets to work on this.
Yeah, the collective group.
Yeah, I think the last thing that I want to hit on here is just overall how I am fucking proud to be part of the Arizona Filmmakers community, but also proud, to be your friend, David, because I think that you've done a lot for the community in general, and so I just wanted to give you your flowers, man, and say that it's interesting to see. Don't cry now, buddy.
It's a clap.
I've said a lot more. I think I think it's interesting to see how me being in freelance and working with the bigger dogs, knowing that I can walk into set sometimes, and there will be instances, and there have been instances in the past where they're like, "Oh, you're with Arizona Filmmakers, right?" And it's like it's a cool thing, man. It's really awesome. So, congrats on that, and I think it's phenomenal to just kind of be part of that.
Yeah, we did end on like, kind of abruptly. I got busy, and there's a lot of big news this year for me that I can't wait to share.
Sure.
Which in the beginning of the year, for some reason, the fortune cookie said, whatever happens this year, don't share anything until the end of everything.
It was quite a long fortune cookie.
No, it was like
it's just a CVS receipt.
No, it was a TikTok I watched, and it was like one of the first TikToks I watched in the year, and they said, whatever, that's like, I'm sending you this energy, whatever you do this year, whatever big things happen, don't share them. So can't wait to share everything. But
now I want to know.
No, yeah. Afterwards, we had so many things lined up for Arizona Filmmakers, like Arizona Film Raisers. I wanted to do like a whole entertainment type of series with it. A retreat. We had a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
So excited to come back to it and just.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with dreaming big, right? Like I think that's part of
That is me.
that is yeah, that's part
David
of
the
it.
Dreamer.
They told me it takes the same amount of energy to dream big than it does to think small. So why not think big?
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Somebody quote that. Somebody clip that.
somebody clip
somewhere.
that. No, we're clipping it for sure. On that note, I know we talked a little bit about the DPs and what it kind of takes to be part of that production crowd. Moving into the next segment that I wanted to touch on, and I know this kind of goes away from the Arizona Filmmakers, so thank you guys for sharing that, obviously. I wanted to touch base on Jurassic Park a little bit because I saw, just like you did on TikTok the other day, the absolute chaos of what it was to film Jurassic Park, the new one. I think it's been I have it on my notes here, 31 years later to the day of Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Rebirth coming out. Did you guys see this? It's a 3-month filming schedule that they went through. So shout out to Screen Rant if they actually watch this, but I saw it on their TikTok that it's I think they went through. So on my notes here it says Thailand, June through July. They went to Malta. It's Southern Europe apparently. July 2024. Finished in the United Kingdom August and September, and then did some pickups in New York, which for a 3-month, 4-month, let's just call it, film to be shot and then edited and then released almost less than a year to the year later, I think is phenomenal. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but
Crazy.
I didn't. What's really
Get to work, filmmakers.
Yeah. What's interesting to me, have you guys ever seen some of the making of the original Jurassic Park, how they did that in Hawaii? Have you seen this? Okay.
Maybe, yeah.
So the entire process of filming Jurassic Park, like OG Jurassic Park, was they made the park in Hawaii, up in like this remote island of Hawaii. But it was, don't quote me on the number of miles, but it was like a 20-mile backpack trip.
No.
Right? And the only way they could get stuff in and out was via helicopter. Yeah. And so if you remember like the original landing pad helicopter where the helicopter landed, that's actually how they got their supplies in and out of this island. And if you go there today, the helipad is still there. They couldn't get rid of the concrete, and so they broke it up because Hawaii was like, hey, bro, you can't just leave a mess on our islands. And they're like, yeah, well, just fine us. I don't know what to do here.
It's Jurassic Park.
Practical.
Man,
It's just a practical set, you know?
But it was like an immense amount of work to make that happen. So to hear that now they were able to film a whole nother Jurassic Park in a matter of like 3 to 4 months to me is like day and night different from the way that they originally did things to how they're doing it now.
right. Yeah, I mean, again, I was blown away by the time schedule. So I don't know what that scheduling was for the original Jurassic Park, but I would imagine it's definitely not 3 months. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
How many CG shots were in it? I didn't actually watch
All
That's
of
what I
them.
was going to ask. Like, how?
A lot of them were practical. From what I wrote down is a lot of the sets were practical, so that kind of rings true of them filming in Hawaii and Jurassic World Rebirth being a lot of their sets were also practical. So they actually flew in the dinosaurs, though. They paid them extra day rates for.
I was gonna say there needs to be a lot of practical on that if they're gonna get that done in that fast time.
I would
can imagine the CG just running day and night.
I mean, I hear the CG department, all that stuff is like ran to the bone. Like
For the CG?
deadlines and stuff like that, like the VFX teams and all that stuff, right?
they have to.
Oh, yeah.
That's a completely different story right there of like how it is, right?
It's actually all AI now. So
It's gonna get easier.
If we have any CG artists out there that have worked on bigger productions, we would love to hear from you because that'd be great. Yeah,
Call
I
in.
would like to know. Call in, yeah. I would like to know what that kind of looks like on a bigger scale of things. Obviously, I feel like we all run around as one man band.
that is massive. I don't think you get much more CG than a dinosaur movie.
And a dinosaur. I
That's
mean,
up there.
our very own Colton, his dad, worked on the Jurassic
Oh,
Park.
that's true.
Oh, that's
he,
right.
He designed the T-Rex for
Yeah.
the first original.
I think he shared something on his story not too long ago. Shout out Colton for the BTS of. I think he had like photo.
the photos and then like the notes that his dad would take and stuff like that.
The rap party invite looked pretty cool too. So that's awesome to actually hold on to that. And I would imagine that would at least drive me to kind of be in the same industry.
Yeah, exactly.
Super cool.
Yeah. But anyways, moving forward, I did actually want to talk about the YouTube implementations, guys. Did you guys hear about this?
Oh,
so there's new monetizations that YouTube is rolling out as of 2 days ago at this point, maybe last night.
No, it's on the 15th.
15th.
Yeah.
In 4 days it takes place.
No, but the announcement.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
They just announced it.
yeah, I think that's probably going to be a big news for the content creators that are actually putting in the work, all to be drowned out by, for the lack of a better word, assholes that are just
Yeah, do
creating
you want to
AI
explain?
stuff.
Did you explain it yet? Or?
Yeah, no. So I actually have it here. So what they're targeting really is they're targeting AI generated voices. Obviously, they're reusing. They're stopping monetization on reused content, low effort compilation videos, and then automated faceless videos. I'm not sure what that means exactly. If you guys
No,
can
it's the
kind of,
brain rot. Like my son watches those all the time.
Yeah.
what is it?
It's like just a voiceover.
It's clipping. It's
or-
YouTube. They're trying to get rid of YouTube clipping too, where it's like you ever seen Reddit tales? Like you ever seen those videos where it's like somebody just playing video games?
Oh,
and
I
then
see.
It's like telling you a whole Reddit story.
Sure.
Things like that. Like they're trying to get rid of
those
that.
crush. Like
They
the
do a
views
good
that
job.
They get,
Or just like random
I'm
people
not a
doing
fan,
like.
but the views that they get is just insane.
I'm not a fan, but I follow about like 6 or 7.
I'm subscribed to 20.
Well, that reminds me of that of a short skit that I saw of like saying that the new generation, when they go to the movies, they're just gonna have like on the side of the screen of the movie
Subway
it's
Surfers?
like Subway Surfers or like cutting into like Play-Doh, you know? Man.
No, that's crazy.
That's how you get your attention.
I think
I'm happy about this.
I am also
Extremely.
happy about it. Yeah.
And I'm a big, like, for those who don't know, I'm a big AI person. Like, I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars in AI. I'm kind of regretting it now, but no, actually, I'm not. But I'm big into it. So I'm excited to see how this is kind of play out.
How do you incorporate it in your workflow? So personally, especially when it comes to pre-production, I use AI a lot to kind of give me an understanding of like what I'm missing in my scripts or in the planning of things. So like, is that kind of sort of the same thing that you're using it for? Or
I've tried to find how to integrate AI into everything that I do to just super boost like everything. In pre-production, I've went as far as building a chatbot that understands how I work. So I'm not using AI as a crutch. I'm using it to enhance what I already do. So it knows how I structure my stories. It knows how I structure my ideas. If, for example, I have a client that fills out a form with a huge questionnaire, I feed it into this personal chatbot, and then it feeds out exactly the information, how I need to read it in order to give my ideas, and then it'll organize it for me. So like I found different ways to, in production, how should I use it? Like, me and Steffan are always going over ideas. He's like, could you do this with AI? I was like, yep. Could you do that? Yeah. And so I believe in how to use it as a tool instead of using it as like a crutch or something that, as an artist, basically.
Sure. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think going back to, the YouTube tracking down on, low hanging fruit, if you will, right? I think that it's probably going to make going on YouTube that much better.
Yeah,
I don't know why
100%.
they took so long to like track, to really nail them down on that sort of thing. And I don't know, man, I just feel like it's a long time coming, and it's great to see that they're actually doing something about it.
I think that, why did it take so long? Well, it's because they were making money on it. It made sense in the interim. Now they're seeing, okay, wait a minute. Now you do have a bunch of these like brain rot videos, right? Where it's like, okay, where's the value? Why are people going to YouTube? Is it really truly the #1 search engine in the world?
Yeah.
Or is it the Reddit Tales videos? I've even seen as far as people literally selling courses on how to do faceless YouTube as a side hustle. Like
It's making money.
It's making money. It's getting views. People are interested in stories, and YouTube is like, okay, cool, it's making money, it's bringing in ad revenue, it's whatever. And then they start realizing, okay, well, wait a minute, the value is going away. Yeah. The retention is going away. There's animosity around AI stuff. Well, this is AI. Now I think the consumers are becoming smart. Like, they know that this is AI. They know it's not a real person anymore. And now the comments are flooded with, oh, this is AI, nonsense, blah, 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 moving on. So I think now they're like, okay, what do we do? What do we change? And so I think it's a good idea. I don't think that I think if you're going to get paid to create and sort of capitalize on a platform, that you should be doing something. You should be adding value. And I don't think that brain rot videos or Reddit tales are valid content. They're not valuable. You're not adding value to the YouTube community.
Yeah, and I also think there's a lot of lawsuits going on right now with people stealing people's content and just feeding. Like, there's people that just go on these big podcasts like the Joe Rogans and the Logan Pauls, and they're just taking it, feeding it to AI, and then feeding it into their channel, and then making money off of it.
YouTube clippers. That's like that's a whole thing right now.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of lawsuits out, and I don't know if this weighs out.
To be it.
But there's 3 ones that I know that are very significant, that if they win their lawsuit and copyright against the people that they're going against, it opens up YouTube to be sued next.
So they're being, you know, preemptive on the matter.
I think so. I don't know. It's
Makes sense.
No one says that they're going to be sued after these people. It could just be they sue these people, try to stop some of the clippers, but like if their lawyers are probably looking at like, hey, if they win this case, you're opening up to dishing out millions of dollars.
Quick shout out to our sponsor, Fast Pickle of the BTR podcast. This 3-ounce little guy, this 3-ounce hero, if you will, is what's keeping everybody well hydrated on set.
Yeah, it is a 3-ounce shot of real pickle juice, calorie-free, with 1/3 of your daily allotted amount of sodium. Perfect for keeping you hydrated when you're out in the sun this summer.
It's that kind of thing that you throw in your crafty cooler and everybody on set's asking, where'd you get that from?
Hey, where'd you get that from?
Hey, where'd you get that from?
Seriously, guys, this thing is awesome. It's literally made for everybody on set, PAs, camera department, grips. Honestly, this little guy is what's keeping me hydrated on set, and honestly, it tastes like pickle juice, so I really can't bother.
Seriously, stop carrying around the big water bottle. This is perfect. It fits in your pocket. Take it on any set, anywhere. It is super convenient.
Drop the energy drinks and pick up this set hero. Sip, recharge, repeat. That's the move.
Fast Pickle. Stay salty.
Stay sharp.
Stay shooting.
I think this goes back to like UMG, right? With music copywriting on YouTube when that first started becoming a thing. And so initially it was a free for all. Everyone would throw up music and whatever, and there was no real way to like filter it and who gets the money, what's going on. Like if you get a bunch of views, you get a bunch of money. That's kind of how it works. But now UMG gets involved and they're like, hey, wait a minute. Like, we're going to filter every single video and make sure that there's no copyrighted music in there, that everyone who's owns copyrights is getting paid accordingly. But there's really no, like, video footprint nowadays that you can, you know, when you have these YouTube clippers that are just taking podcast snippets, or even, like, have you seen, I know that you have fallen victim to it many times, so as have I.
It's okay.
How many movies have you watched in 3-minute increments?
Oh, no. Don't tell
Not-
me.
Not a lot. Like actual movies?
Yeah, like how many times have you watched like 15 minutes of a movie? Like,
I've watched parts, but I've never
Yeah.
watched like a whole movie.
okay, not the whole movie.
I thought you were like, all right, next page. Like,
Okay, I will give you that because I will speak to that. I actually am subscribed to Reddit's, what is it called? It's I think it's called Cinema or something like that. But it gives you 10 to 15 minute clips of like really good cinematic moments in movies. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that personally.
I mean, I think it's cool.
if you're monetized,
But
off
if you're
of it.
monetizing it, there's
Fair,
a problem
fair,
there.
right.
Whoever made that movie is entitled to the monetization. So that's where I think it's the same kind of concept now. When people are taking clips of YouTube, people are starting to realize, wait a minute, a podcast is just like a movie. It's just like a song. It's just like, it is their own IP. A snippet of this, and this, or whatever. Like, if a streamer is streaming and they're talking about it's their IP, it's their content. So YouTube is starting to realize, just like when people are taking people's songs, whatever, wait a minute, they should probably just get the monetization. And how do we get ahead of that and make sure that people are not just low-hanging fruit and getting rich off these? There's thousands of people out there doing it that you've never even heard of, that are just making side hustles and
making millions off of it.
making millions off of just clipping BS content.
Yeah, and I have to check on the actual rules and everything, but I think it's also like React, because there's been a big
Even React.
there's a big thing of people are reacting, but they're not saying anything. They'll react. It'll be like a
man.
10-minute video, and their React video is 10 minutes. So they literally just push play, didn't pause it,
Ones that are
didn't
just
add
eating
any commentary.
popcorn.
Yeah, and like
at
I
least you
have
hear the popcorn noise in there.
Right.
like I watch a couple of React people, but they like if it's a 15-minute video, their videos are 30 minutes, and they don't even play the whole entire video. They don't even play like the first 10 minutes, and they say if you want to watch the rest, go to the link in the bottom. But there's some
Definitely
people that just
yeah.
play the video and then just like pause it. Wow, play.
Or have you seen the videos right now that are really big on things like TikTok and YouTube Shorts or whatever of people like it's a video, they just green screen themselves and they're like,
Oh my gosh.
they're just like,
I almost feel like that's a little AI character just doing that.
it could be.
Could be,
It's
yeah.
zero value. They're not doing anything. They're just capitalizing on the momentum
Thing is, I'm
somebody
watching
else already
those.
got.
I'm still watching it because I've never seen this clip. I'm just gonna cover that little character.
Yeah. So I guess that's a good segue into the other thing that I wanted to mention, which was, do you guys think that short-term content is killing like actual storytelling? Because I feel like right now we live in that brain rot like society, if you will, right? We all are looking at just bullshit on the internet that's not really, giving anything back other than just taking up your time. Like where does good storytelling fall into that, in your personal opinion?
I think stories are getting shorter, but the thing is, I think we're dialing in. The more we have like this media and this type of media, the more we're dialing in on what gives dopamine the quickest. And that's what's killing us. I think that's what's ruining like.
So you're saying storytelling is becoming concentrated?
Yeah, because we know exactly like the movie I just recommended, like the K-pop Demon Hunters, or even Solo Leveling. If you've watched that, like
I know you watched that, right?
Of course.
it's like crack. Like they nailed down how to like just keep us like that dopamine just feeding into us. So I think that we're really nailing that down, and I'm a little worried about how dialed in we're gonna have that. Like every content, they're gonna know how to just get that dopamine out.
I think that everything has a monetary value. And I think that that's what companies care about, right? Is how do you get the most amount of dopamine? How do you get people to be addicted to what they're doing? And I've seen a bunch of studies now talking about, like, for instance, TikTok, who I think is the king of short form content and what a lot of these platforms are trying to model their models around, right? And it's you watch a video and it's cute puppies and you're like, oh, and then the next video is like a cancer patient and you're like, ah, and it's just like the ever changing, like, just beats of like different emotions that get people addicted to it. But I remember a time not very long ago, maybe 2 years ago, where Meta, at that time Facebook, when you were running videos, they promoted that they wanted you to have videos that were between 2 and 3 minutes long. Like that was their preferred thing. And at one time you had IGTV, right? Where it was like anything longer than 30 seconds, you had to put to IGTV because it was like, oh, that's like a whole thing. So people wanted to be on IGTV. They wanted longer form content. And now we're going back.
TikTok not long ago was promoting longer videos.
Yeah, I think it's up and down. Like Vine was 6 seconds, and everybody was on the Vine wave, and then people were going crazy. Like Instagram started doing Vine, and then all of a sudden, like, hey, you can make your videos longer, and then YouTube, the explosion of YouTube. So I think right now we're definitely seeing like the short form, but I think soon we're gonna have people are gonna go back to like, all right, I'm tired of seeing 12 different stories in the last 2 minutes. I'm gonna go back to longer form.
And we're already seeing that, right? Because TikTok, it used to be, you would get paid on anything that you were putting out based on the number of viewerships and engagements, et cetera, blah, 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 blah. Now you're not eligible for monetization on TikTok unless it's at least 60 seconds long. So now you're going away from the 7-second Vine videos, and now people are having to provide value. And so when people start realizing, oh, geez, well, all my videos have to be at least a minute long, there's more work that has to be done. What do? Oh, surprise, there's AI. And now they're trying to streamline that process, hit their minutes with as little work as possible, and turn it into a revenue stream. And I think that's the part that the YouTube, kind of going back to this original YouTube thing, of they are trying to cut out the get-rich-quick schemes and have true value, original content, original IPs. And especially when, I'm sure you guys are all aware with YouTube wanting to start to compete with things like Netflix and Hulu and have their own YouTube originals, and they have YouTube TV. If they're just seen as the brain rot video guys, then it's going to be really hard to come out with a Hollywood blockbuster.
That's fair. That's very fair, yeah.
This is what I predict. I predict that again, the goal is to get as much dopamine into you as possible in a short amount of time. So I feel like the short form content that's just like this brain rot stuff isn't going to eliminate like the big movies, like the longer 2-hour movies, but it's going to make filmmakers or people just making content to be pushing something different every single 5 seconds, 3 seconds. You know, like a good example is
Coco Melon.
yeah, Coco Melon, like crack for babies, or Mr. Beast, like he talks
Constantly
about
blowing
constantly
stuff
doing
at you.
something different.
Pause.
What? Why?
I said it.
Clip it.
No, but I hear you. So I honestly, as a storyteller, as a somebody that also, I'm not gonna lie, I watch fucking shorts and shit. Like
Everybody does.
it is
If
frustrating.
someone says
It
they
is-
don't, they do.
It's it's frustrating
You watch
to.
Ballerina Cappuccina?
I have no idea what that is.
Yes, you do.
No, I really don't. It's no.
So who
It's just frustrating, man, to see the low effort of storytellers nowadays, because it's like you're not even storytellers at that point. You're just, flooding the internet with bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also the understanding that like filmmakers have to separate themselves from content creators too. Where a lot of people, they just think they're using the same tools we use, cameras, having to edit and everything, but we're two different categories.
Would you say videographers also fall to that thought process of like they're not necessarily filmmakers, they're content creators?
It depends on the one, because back in the day, I feel like content creators was a bad name. People were like, if you told someone that made videos like, hey, you're a content creator, they would be pissed. But nowadays, it's just like half of us make content, and
I literally had a conversation with one of my contractors the other day because they're like, I'm going to freelance for videography now. And I'm like, dang, this is rough, because the way I see it is that the line between production, filmmaker, and content creator is like separating way quicker. Now that middle in between videography is going to have to choose which way they want to go. I'm now getting people that want productions with just iPhone, and they're paying what they would be paying for videography, but they're like, just bring an iPhone because I want content of the event taken with iPhones and make it seem like user generated.
Thanks a lot. 28 years later.
And so now it's like, if you're selling yourself and building a whole brand around, I'm a videographer, I have a camera, this and that, it's like, well, I'm actually looking for a full crew, or I'm just looking for a content creator. I'm not really looking for this.
I think it comes down to the way that you pitch your client, right? Because I believe thoroughly that if you go to your client and you say, hey, what sort of experience do you want to have? Then that's an easier way to really understand what you can and can't provide.
I think what we're really moving into, which I think is exciting, like for Steffan and I being a production company and a creative agency that's not just focused on making dope visuals, but those visuals have to do something for the client or they're not going to continue to work with us, right? We have to have a mindset of growth and like results that come from those videos. And you are the same direction. I mean, obviously you. And that's a difference, I think, a big difference with videographers. Is videographers like make some cool videos, but they're not really invested in the success or the results. And now having YouTube being like, okay, well, this content needs to be valuable, original, dope content, not reused, not, whatever's trending today, make your own trends, etc. And something that we haven't talked about that I think is really important too is, yes, YouTube just made this big change. Instagram's also making big changes. And Instagram just announced that they're going to be doing SEO indexing with their captions. So now it's not just about making something look, not just making something look good, but what is the content? What story are you telling? What information are you giving to potential clients or customers of those businesses or those brands that now it's like, again, videographers have to make a choice. Are you a content creator or are you providing real true value and coming more towards into productions and production people? These directors, storytellers, production companies, creative agencies are now going to have to really focus on not just making things look good, but there's a real marketing aspect to what you're creating.
That's such a good point, because now with Instagram, a lot of Instagram is personal brands. Like, it's the CEOs that are on there, or just like, personal brands, and not a lot of business brands on there. That's more like, you have your website and all that for. So now I see that the shift could be, we're going to see more business on Instagram,
100%.
less maybe personal brand, or the personal brand is going to be more salesy because they want to tap into, the SEO and stuff like that. So I'm worried now, what is the content going to look like?
I feel like it's also going to help the businesses that are on social media, where a lot of them feel like it's just for their personal brand outreach. So like not a lot of people are looking for lawyers and happen to go on Instagram and type in nearest lawyer to me. But now when they go on Google and they're like nearest lawyer, not only will like websites pop up, but videos will pop up. And when those videos pop up and they see different things, I feel like videos convert more than just text.
It's 87% of all marketing content consumed is video.
Right. So now it's making so like when you're saying, hey, put your videos on social, they're like, why would I do that? No one's going to go try to find my copyright business off of Instagram. But now that it's going to Google, where most of their business is being searched, it makes it a reason to use that platform because it's just helping the search.
Yeah. Here's another thing that I'm thinking too, because we just had a conversation on the kind of content that we want to be pushing for our clients. What does that look like? Is it quantity? Is it quality? Is it talking head? Is it high impact? Maybe we're not putting out as many reels, but each of the reels have higher storytelling. What is the secret sauce? But it kind of goes, now I'm thinking about it from that angle where you're talking about every single video is indexed and SEO purpose. So every word you're saying, every caption that you're saying about that business matters. So, we think about, like, for instance, we have a law firm where all they really do is just talking head videos, just sort of giving a bunch of information in regards to the way that they do legal matters. Now, where those videos may have seemed like they could come off as less value propositioned, as someone's doing big explosions and crazy productions, is going to rank SEO-wise tenfold over someone that's like, what's up, everybody, catchy hook, less value. Yeah. You got someone to watch your video up front, but there's not a whole lot of, rich words that are happening in the video versus a lot of rich words. So how is that going to determine the kind of content consumed?
Yeah, that's my concern, is like, how is Instagram going to change now? Because as soon as a business or businesses start finding a platform that they can make money off of, the platform completely changes. The entertainment value of it, like, everything's different. And
YouTube went through that, right?
YouTube, even TikTok. Yeah. TikTok is, every other post is selling something.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
TikTok shop.
How do we like that? I don't know if I like it.
I hate it.
Personally,
in fact, you can block the word TikTok shop if you haven't already.
That's what I'm concerned with. Instagram now, that could go many different ways, and my head always goes to all the possibilities. Now, is there going to create a gap, like a new market for just pure entertainment that's cool, that's fun, that's you can put your best work out there? Is there going to be a gap now because all these businesses are going to come on here and try to monetize, like try to get on the SEO game? Like, what's going to happen? And I mean, I'm going to be forced to, for sure. All my content's going to change now that we know that.
I think it'll be interesting because I think something for us is we have this content strategy for the studio that we're like, we just want to put out the best looking work possible and showcase that we're not videographers, that we're a production company. We have an elevated standard of production. But what does that do for SEO? Like, what is that going to show if we're not talking about what we're doing? If there's not captions on screen and it's just pretty looking things, is that video going to help in ranking going forward? I don't know. And I don't think anybody, like, I think the problem with social media in general is that they pivot so many times, so often, that almost it's hard to catch the wave unless you just kind of magically stumble upon it.
Yeah,
sometimes.
you're just the dog that's just in the car.
You're along for the ride. Yeah. But it does, I think, bring a real true. I think at the end of the day, the one known is that if you're not using these platforms, you need to be. But outside of that, how are people going to leverage it?
It's exciting for us, right?
I feel like it also helps you, focus on what the content is. If you're doing just cool looking stuff that people are gonna be like, wow, that's amazing, you're really searching for the shares and have people look at your content and have people share your content to show everybody. But when you're talking about the talking heads and SEO, that's for people that are needing more or looking to get more views from Google and everything, because it's going to change how Instagram is, but it's really changing how people are getting onto Instagram from the Google platform rather than just in the search bar, where there's still going to be the personal stuff that looks cool and that I feel like the entertaining stuff, but I feel like they're neglecting the other half, and it's like it's up to the algorithm to hopefully keep them separate, know when you're going on Google, when you're going on social media to be sold to, or when you're going on social media to be entertained. So it's going to be definitely a change that you're going to see, but I feel like it's up to the algorithm to really figure out, are you coming from Google because you're looking and need a problem and Instagram is a solution, or are you on Instagram just having a good time and trying to watch cat videos?
I think that answers exactly what I was going to ask you, which was, can both of them live in the same platform? And personally, I feel like a lot of the algorithm that I see, it's mainly vibes, if you will, right? Artistic shit. And the algorithm changing is hopefully still going to be able, because I don't go on there to fucking find the solution. I have Google for that, and maybe that's just a generational thing where I thoroughly go to a search engine to have a problem found. Matter of fact, when I first heard about the YouTube changes where people were going on YouTube and TikTok to like find a solution to their problem, I'm like, why? I don't understand why,
TikTok
but it just
does help. I mean,
TikTok is actually.
I'm not on TikTok.
looking
though.
at
You also get a video where it's not just someone just in a blog.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily guarantee you an answer, right? You're gonna go watch a video for the hopes of somebody answering.
No, but
But
see, this is
Google's
the
not going to
interesting part.
guarantee you answer just because it said it in writing. If someone has it in a video form, all you're doing is you're seeing it, and you're then like how many like every time I used to work on my car before I had the Tesla, I used to always just like, how do I change this? YouTube. How do I change this?
Hear
And
me
I
out,
would
though.
one step by step with it.
This is the part that I think maybe you don't see the big picture yet. And it is, imagine a time, because you're talking about you go to Google. Everyone, they're not questioning you're going to Google. But imagine you say, you go to Google and you're like, really good XYZ restaurant near me. And instead of the first thing that pops up is Google Maps and a bunch of lists or whatever, it's an Instagram video of all the local restaurants and that.
I'm gonna stop you there because I already do that. I go to Instagram for restaurants to go check
so
out.
I'm like, all it is that they're using that information and they're going to put out like instead of it just being like blog posts and whatever, you could almost be looking at Instagram. And I think that if Instagram's doing it, it's only a matter of time before TikTok. It's only a matter of time before Facebook.
TikTok has their own SEO in there.
TikTok already has index. It's not the same as what Instagram is up, but it already has index.
Yeah, so I'm like, it's the same concept. So instead of a bunch of blog posts, you're getting a bunch of content that's feeding into Google, helping those businesses rank up, not just on Google, but across all platforms. And you and I both know, and all the SEO clients that we have, that SEO and social media go hand in hand. Where if you're doing really good SEO over here on Google, then your social media presence goes up. And if your social media presence goes up, your SEO goes up. So it's like, I think it's a really powerful connection between the two.
Taking a step further, being searched on ChatGPT.
Yeah, because now all AI indexing
that's
is
the
now
future. That is
be
the
going
future.
to AI. So it's not even just Google. It's the Bings, Yahoo. It's all the different. I don't know who uses those anymore, but it's the other platforms. But it's also all. It's also all of the AI platforms can now search, and you could look up stuff, and it will show you Instagram and use it as a source. But also, what I was saying, like back to the algorithm, is most businesses put their videos on YouTube. When I go on my YouTube algorithm, I don't see just random videos unless it's a PPC ad, unless they're paying for the ad space on YouTube. You're not seeing, like, I don't just randomly see plumber commercials in my algorithm. Like, your top for you is a plumber commercial. So I think there is a way to have them all on one platform, separate it. It's just how the algorithm is going to take it. Because I don't think it's going to force you to watch all the local videos, because YouTube doesn't force you to watch all the local videos, but it lives on there, and YouTube is benefiting from it because everybody goes to YouTube, and when they go on their website and it's embedded into their website, YouTube still gets credit for it.
I think David brought up a good point. He mentioned how people are going to AI for searching. I actually did a little bit of an experiment yesterday, and I asked Chat if we have David on the podcast, what it is that we should talk about. And it was pretty surprising, the stuff that it scraped up. I'll share with you guys a little bit of what the answer was. So
How much money gets off of feet pics?
Chat answered that David is a powerhouse in the local Arizona Filmmakers community. And it goes on to explain some of the things that he's done in film industry, which, to be fair, when I was actually using ChatGPT to do a little bit of the pre-pro on the actual podcast today, I was actually looking for something completely different. I was saying I accidentally hit search before I was done with my prompt, and it just gave me the search that I sent you of the screenshot, and I was like, whoa, that's fucking crazy, dude. It's insane.
Yeah.
Well, David's actually a mogul, so everybody knows about him.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, man, that's some great insight for the people that do follow us and are part of that industry of creating content for their clients. I think that's there's some valuable takeaways from that.
You guys said something really cool. Is like you're coming up with the certain format or style for your clients' content. Like, where do you guys see content going? Like, where do you want to take it? Because even right now, podcasts are very popular. Talking head videos are very popular. Like, where do you envision content going?
Well, I know that we've talked
Or
about
want to take it even.
Yeah, we've talked about kind of expanding into a little bit more of longer formats, right?
I think that from a monetary standpoint, that's always going to drive it. And I think the sad reality is that there's little that anyone at this table can do to say, I want to take it this direction if the platforms don't want it to go that direction. So I think there's a little bit of that. However, I think part of our desire to lean less into talking head videos is sort of twofold. One, we see those big impact videos where people are like, wow, that was a really good story, that drive engagement, that drive shares, just typically don't come from talking head content. There's got to be more to it. And I think it's also a little selfish where working on that right now, we're doing 300 to 400 videos a month. And when we're doing that much content, and a lot of it is primarily talking head videos, it is incredibly monotonous. It is incredibly just soul crushing. So I think that as creatives too, there's a desire. I mean, thank God that that's mainly on Steffan and Ivan's plate. But I think that there is a sense of like, we want to do more as creatives. And I think content creators are the same thing. You're just going to get creator burnout where you're just like, God, this sucks. This is like, you're just feeding the machine.
That's all it is.
Yeah. I remember watching a Peter McKinnon video a long time ago. This is probably like 5+ years. What's up, everybody? And he literally has a video talking about what he calls feeding the machine. And it's like, I don't even want to create this content. I don't like, this doesn't even like fulfill like my creative itch. It's just like, I feel like I have to do it because the platform wants that the people want tutorial videos at one point. Like that was a big thing. Everyone's like, let me show you 500 different effects on this, whatever, it's like, and now it's kind of changing and now it's by my course or my, whatever. Like the type of content is ever changing. And I think that what we think today is going to happen is going to be completely different in 10 years. Yeah. So I think it's trying to find the balance between results for client that's going to ultimately, because I think as a production company, as a creative agency, a marketing agency, et cetera, that's at the end of the day what really matters. But then also not killing yourself in the process of like, this sucks,
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the creative burnout hits us all at some point. I think
I feel like I'm going through it this month.
Yeah. I mean, is there just to touch on it, because I know that we're running out of time here. Is there something that you do in particular that kind of gets you through that little hump? The creative burnout hump. Yeah.
Cry.
What
else can I do?
What about you?
Yeah.
Get through creative burnout?
Yeah.
I mean, I like to go back to the music, and especially like with my friend, like Rick Rated. I just do music videos, even if it's not a paid thing, just to get my creative itch out. So like a lot of times I'll hit up a random artist that I like, and I'm like, hey.
But you're still able to be creative, is what
you're creative.
Yeah, you're
and
creative.
Then you double down.
You double down on being creative.
More creative.
The creative. I feel like the creative burnout is never on stuff that I want to do. It's doing stuff that I don't want to do.
That's fair.
So I don't not want to shoot. I just don't want to shoot you talking about your company anymore.
Yeah.
So like when I think of creative burnout, it's not the whole fact of like not going out there and being creative. It's being able to be creative, and when I feel like I'm stuck in one spot.
No, I agree. I think I kind of do the same thing, man. It's making something for me personally, whether it is that I share it or not. There's a whole folder in my computer that just is stuff that I've made before that is just for me personally, and it's
You're not gonna share it?
It's only feet.
Foot content.
It's just foot content. Nobody
It's
wants
really
to
what
watch
I'm passionate about.
I'll send you the link if you want it.
I'll give you the Dropbox link. Yeah. No, it's no. In all honesty, it's when you create for yourself. I feel it feeds that creative itch for sure. Yeah,
I've always said that too. That if I'm ever feeling like that creative burnout, that sometimes it sounds almost counterproductive, but like to take on a project that there's zero pay involved. It's just something that's fun. It's why everybody gets into the film industry. Nobody gets into the film industry because they love talking head videos. I guess maybe there's one weirdo out there, but I think that a majority of people get into the film industry and the production world, not to create that, but to be artistic, to tell stories, to do fun things, do cool productions, live the life they want to live, etc. It's not filming 30 talking head videos every single day of their life.
Yeah, but sometimes they don't know that's
They
part
don't.
of it.
Yeah. So I think being able to we just did Stephen Davis's film, and I'm like, it's low budget. It's just indie filmmaking. It's stressful a little bit, but I'd rather have that and just get a break from stuff and just be able to say like, cool, we made a movie. This is epic. This is really fun. And
A reminder.
Yeah, it's like a reminder of why you got into it in the first place. So, I mean, obviously people got to pay bills. You got to do what you got to do as far as creating content. But if you have the opportunity, that's the one thing I always say. Like, it's okay to work for free. Just go have fun too. It's okay to just create to create. Everything doesn't have to be monetized.
Yeah. Creative burnout's actually a luxury to have. Like a lot of people do jobs that they don't want to do at all. Like some people have to check into do work at the gas station or do stuff they just don't want to go to. And we're lucky enough to use some of the creativity and some of the stuff that we love doing to benefit. Sometimes it's not going to be I don't wake up every day wanting to do what we're doing right now, but it makes sense because I get to do the stuff that I enjoy doing, but get paid to take a part of that and do some stuff I don't.
Yeah,
Who's the famous? There's a famous director who literally said at one point.
Me.
Oh, okay, this guy. No, there was a famous director that said, "I do the things that I have to do, so I get to do the things I love to do." And I was like, I think that's such a great point. It's like sometimes creator burnout happens, but it's like you do what you have to do, so you can do what you love.
I've heard a version of that is kind of applicable. Again, not sure who the director was or the DP, but he mentions you guys might see the films that I make, but you guys don't see the commercials that I've worked on in order for it to give me the ability to make the films that I make.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
with that, I will say that I've been to the movie theater twice this month, and I feel, speculation here, but I feel like the movie theater is making a comeback. It was so packed last night for Superman, and it was packed for the last movie that I saw, which was
Megan.
no, not Megan.
No shade.
I forgot what other movie I saw. I just literally went a couple weeks ago, but it was also busy, and granted it was a Thursday night, but I think if you haven't gotten to the movies, definitely go check it out. It's definitely a vibe, something that I haven't seen in a while, and I don't know if it's given because of the movies that are coming out right now, the IPs that are out, whatever's available, but I think that maybe people are coming back to their kind of tired of the short form content on their phones, and they just kind of want to relax in the movie theater with popcorn that's overpriced.
Everything is ups and downs.
Yeah.
What comes around goes around.
For sure. Well, I think with that, it's going to wrap us up here, guys. David, again, I want to thank you so much for coming on. It's a pleasure to have you, obviously, and I know that neither Arizona Filmmakers would be here either with you or without you, Steffan. So, again, thanks.
Maybe without Steffan.
Big thanks from the community. Big thanks from the community to both of these gentlemen, and I think that kind of wraps us up for today, guys.
It does.
All right. Well, thanks for coming, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace.